I hope you're ready to get existential. Until I inevitably watched The Dark Knight, my all-time favorite movie was a 2015 film called Chappie, which centers around a robot that attains consciousness. When Chappie is first switched on, he's at the developmental stage of a human toddler. He has to learn motor control, language, social awareness, and so on. And just like any person, for a constantly growing number of reasons, he has to learn fast. But probably faster than most people because he only has 5 days until the battery melted to his body runs out of juice and he dies. Over the course of these 5 days, Chappie learns an exceptional amount about himself, humanity, and the world around him. He learns fear, he learns trust, he learns that people love, he learns that people lie, he learns tragedy, he learns comedy, he almost learns how to call someone a motherfucker. By the final day, he has developed to somewhere between early childhood and mid-adulthood. Like with our own knowledge, there are many things he learns earlier than he probably should, and a lot that he never learns before the credits roll. If there is one thing this movie wants you to feel, it's that Chappie is exactly as human as you are. In this shamelessly silly 2-hour sci-fi action flick, we have a pivotal moment at the 84-minute mark. After gaining access to the internet, Chappie is free to train his raw intellect, easily surpassing the knowledge of any one human being, even the one who created him. Equipped with little more than a laptop and stolen government technology, he codes like his life depends on it, because it does. As he finally sits back, he looks upon a visual representation of himself on a computer screen. It's at this moment we face a horrifying reality. Consciousness is zeros and ones. Now, of course, that's just one interpretation. Consciousness could be something more than what's represented in this code, but is equally transferable between hosts. While Chappie has access to all information on the web, this concept could still be beyond his understanding. His code could be an attempted recreation of consciousness that is close enough to fool even the smartest minds without being the real deal. Consciousness itself could be elusive. It could be manipulative. It could be ever-changing. But it doesn't matter what it is. One way or the other, this is what we see. It works. It's reproducible. And the smartest being alive understands it. For all intents and purposes, this is consciousness. We have an answer to a question the most innovative minds thought unanswerable. So why is it so terrifying? This is the idea the ending of the movie is built on. Several characters have versions of their consciousness transferred to new bodies. For two, it was immediate. For one, it was a backup. A backup of her consciousness. How could that be? Is one's consciousness timeless? Can it exist in multiple states in the same present? Is there a soul attached to any version of it? By the cut to black, you're left with far more questions than answers. Is this all you are? Just a bunch of on-off switches? Is that all anyone is? If we can be distilled down to binary code, are we really anyone? This fleeting moment of deep reflection in this action-packed comedy drains the film of all its humanity. If all we are is binary, what does it mean for Chappie to be a child? What does it mean for him to be creative? What is it to be human? The movie begs all of these questions and leaves them up to interpretation. It doesn't give us any answers. I've watched Chappie several times over, and I don't have any answers to give you. It is a pity that this philosophical masterpiece hasn't gotten a sequel. I don't think this is even one of the top 10 intended takeaways from this film. It is ludicrous, it is gratuitous, it has Hugh Jackman with a mullet for a main antagonist, but it is beautiful. Chappie doesn't leave anything on the table with its subtle commentary. It questions upbringing, morals, social bias, retaliation, entitlement, gender roles, identity, family, faith, authority, maturity, mortality, and the list goes on. There is so much bubbling under the surface in every bit of dialogue, in every downplayed movement. And maybe that's what Chappie has the nuance to perceive. Art on a screen. I highly recommend watching Chappie if you haven't seen it, and in exchange for me sharing this movie with you, maybe you'd be kind enough to share this video. You've gotten this far without clicking off. Subscribe for more, and thanks for watching.